All right, today we're diving into something pretty mind-bending. We're exploring a really fascinating theory that the Quran, this 1400-year-old sacred text, might be more than just what you see on the page. What if it's actually a multi-layered system with a hidden mathematical architecture woven right into its fabric? Okay, let's get into it.
We all navigate our lives using these mental maps. They're our built-in assumptions, our personal GPS for understanding reality. But here's the real question. What happens if the map you've been using your whole life is just wrong?
Stephen Covey's analogy just nails it, doesn't it? It doesn't matter how hard you pedal, how positive you are. If your fundamental map is flawed, all that energy is basically wasted. You're just getting to the wrong place faster.
And that idea, that's really the heart of this entire explainer. What if the map we've been using to understand a text as profound and as ancient as the Quran has been, well, incomplete?
This is the central mystery we're going to try to unpack today. The theory we're looking at suggests that just beneath the surface of the words lies a deliberate, meticulously designed mathematical system, a kind of hidden blueprint that's been waiting there the whole time.
So, with a book this vast, where on earth would you even begin to look for something like a hidden code? Well, according to this theory, there's a very specific entryway, a kind of portal that leads into this entire numerical world. And that portal is said to be Surah Al-Hijj, which is the 15th chapter. Proponents of this idea say the specific chapter is the key that unlocks the whole system. So let's just look at the basic numbers involved here.
So what are these basic numbers? First up, the chapter number itself is 15.
And it has exactly 99 verses.
And just keep in mind, the total number of chapters in the whole Quran is 114.
And right there, that's where we find the very first clue. The chapter number, 15, plus its verse count, 99, adds up perfectly to 114, the total number of chapters in the book. It's a simple but really elegant connection that seems to perfectly frame the entire text.
But the theory claims this rabbit hole goes way deeper, and it introduces a mathematical concept you probably remember from school, the Pythagorean triplet. Where a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And this is where it gets incredibly specific. In verse 87 of our so-called portal chapter, the theory points out that the third, fourth, and fifth words in the original Arabic have exactly 3, 4, and 5 letters. They form a perfect 3-4-5 triplet. It's another little layer suggesting that this is all by design.
So these first few patterns are just the beginning, like little breadcrumbs, and they allegedly lead to a much, much bigger framework, one that's built around a single, very specific number.
Now, to get our heads around this next part, we need a really simple tool called the digital root. It sounds complicated, but it's not. You just add up all the digits of a number again and again until you're left with a single digit. It's just a way of boiling any number down to its core essence.
And that brings us to what the theory calls the master number, 15,876. I know, at first glance, it just looks like a random number, right? But check this out. First, it's a perfect square. 126 times 126. Second, its digits also act as coordinates, pointing precisely to Surah 15, verse 87, word 6. And last, its digital root is 9. It's presented as this incredible cornerstone, tying all these different threads together.
Okay, so let's zoom out. How does this all expand from these individual numbers into what's claimed to be a complete architectural system for the entire book?
Well, the key here are the muqatta'at, or mysterious letters. These are combinations of letters, like alif, lam, mim, that you find at the very beginning of 29 different chapters. And for centuries, their meaning has been this huge debate. But this theory proposes they're not just mysterious symbols, they're structural markers.
These letters allegedly group all the chapters into these big, distinct, thematic sets. For instance, the writ set is set to offer guidance for people of piety. The remembrance set is supposed to fortify messengers during times of conflict. And then, starting from chapter 50, the Quran set is set to fuse all of these values together for all of humanity. It's like a grand blueprint for the entire text.
Now, all of this leads to a really obvious question. Why? Why would such a complex, hidden system even exist in the first place? According to its proponents, the purpose isn't just to be a clever puzzle or some kind of intellectual game. It's meant to serve a very deep, very profound spiritual goal.
And that goal is to help a person cultivate a state known as yaqeen.
Yaqeen is an Arabic term for a state of absolute, unshakable certainty. It's a level of conviction that is totally, completely free from doubt.
So you see, the whole intricate design is supposed to act as a form of rational, verifiable proof. It's a map of numbers and patterns that are intended to guide a modern, empirical mind towards that deep spiritual state of certainty.
And this is the part that brings us completely full circle. The very last verse, verse 99, of our portal chapter, Surah 15, explicitly commands the reader to strive for this exact state of yaqeen. It's as if this entire mathematical structure that we've just walked through is a giant map that leads directly to this final, ultimate instruction.
So, after that whirlwind tour, let's just step back for a second and return to where we started, with the idea of the maps we use to navigate our reality.
This theory presents a radically different map for a very well-known text, and whether you find it convincing or not, it leaves us with a really fascinating question to ponder. If a system like this can even be proposed for something so ancient, what other patterns, what other hidden architectures, and what other mental maps are we using every single day without even realizing it?